Shalom Aleichem Rabbi Yid.
Hello.
How you doing?
Great. Hi, Sandy, and hi, Yoav.
I have decided rather than trying to understand the Gemara be'iyun and looking at Mefarshim, etc., I am daily be blue art scroll, which is a level above the red art scroll. So
Nice.
Hashem Yerachem Alai. At least I'm on the blue art scroll.
Red.
I haven't sunk low enough to start using red art scrolls.
That's only in the times of the apocalypse. You hope we'll never get there.
What did they say about Lucky get down? That puppy has started to.
It's 8th day Hanukkah. He feels the spirituality. It's coming up. The 8th night.
That must be
why. Night, like the highest of the high.
It couldn't have anything to do with the fact that now he's tall enough to grab things off tables.
Okay, that's like a very Balabatisha shot.
What did they say about Yetziat Mitzrayim? Once the Yidden had reached Memtet Sharei Tuma,
yeah,
and one more, and they wouldn't have been Nigalin.
Yeah.
So I think red art scroll is Memtet, and blue art scroll is Memhet.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ben is here. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
What's the profile photo? Is that a cat?
I have zero idea.
I didn't know he has a cat.
He does have a cat. His cat shows up for.
I had no idea.
That's for Chassidus Shiurim every once in a while.
Wow.
Okay, maybe we should learn a little bit.
So I think we should start at the top of Hayam Beis.
I was thinking the same thing.
From Yatir Bechoros.
Yeah.
So Ruchi is asking whether Rav could be Matir Bechoros. So Rebbe responded, Al Yatir, he cannot be Matir. My timer. If you're saying because he's not wise enough, we already said that he is very wise. And if you're going to say it's because he's not a baki in blemishes, over. So we know that somehow Rav was actually studied blemishes for 18 months. So he had like a PhD in this matter. So we can't argue about that.
Yep.
Rather, we want to give kavod to Rabbi Barchana. Says Rashi, lachod kavod l'Rabba. Kadesh yinagu b'nei Bavel kavod. In order for the people of Bavel to give kavod, shavak le
Hashivusa. He gave him this chashivus.
Right. The ilu Rav havinagi beyakar b'lav, because the Rav would have it no matter what. Because Rav was like, no, but Rabbi Barchana, he was getting this assigned honor from Eretz Yisrael, the Nasi in Eretz Yisrael. So therefore, we simply didn't allow Rabbi Barchana we didn't allow Rav to be, even though he was able to pask in those cases, we didn't want to do that.
Yeah. I like this Peshat better. The boy Sama.
Mum over? Is that how you read it?
Mum over, yeah.
Right. Basically, he was such an expert that no one would be able to actually comprehend what he's saying. So he would be matir something, he would allow something after his extreme, expertise in it, and then someone look at it and not understand actually what's happening.
Right, because a mum over will go away, so you can't shach a bechor with a mum over, and people would come to make that mistake.
Oh, mum over is a type of it's a mum that's temporary, but it's not a real mum. Okay,
Yeah. Yep.
got it. Okay, you want to continue?
Sure. Uh, Va'atu lemishra mum over. Yore yore igamer shuta lama li lemishkal mishum lama li lemishkal. Why does he need this yore yore? Mishum masa shahaya the Tanya pam achad halach Rebbe lemakom echad. So he needed the permission because there's this Maisa with Rebbe that he went somewhere. V'ra b'nei Adam shemagbilin isutehen betuma, that they are, and Rashi says it's the kalim. They are they're what you call it? The dough is they're using tame kalim, which is making their dough tame, impure. Amar lahem mipnei ma atem magbilin esotechem betuma. He asked them, why are you doing this, using these tame kalim vessels? Amru lo Talmud echad ba lakan v'hora lanu mei b'tzayim ein machshirin v'have mei beitzim. So
So we're gonna maybe some Amach Shirin.
a keli to become tameh first be um has to be hiksher, right? You have to first it has to become wet, right?
What does that mean? Marsh waters are not Machshir.
Um,
I guess Rashi says maybe some Agam.
right. So
Maybe
water that comes from muddy water doesn't doesn't uh doesn't make a keli into a kosher keli yet. It's still considered a rough keli.
okay, but but the accusation was that they're cooking dough in a
Right, because they heard, because the what he said was may bitsayim, right, marsh waters, and they heard may beitzim. They thought that it refers to the water that comes from eggs, or somehow, uh, yeah. Rashi says may but what did he say? May beitzim halash isha bebeitzim shel tarnagol et avas. Oh, is not machshir the dough itself? Aha. So he said marsh waters doesn't. If you add marsh water um to
oh, so if you add the marsh water, then it's not gonna. It's automatically can't. There's no tumah that can grab
it,
on.
right, the Isa isn't doesn't become capable of receiving tuma, but they thought that if you had put eggs in it, that also, but because they were mishearing may betzayim and may beitzim.
Right, right. So meaning the who may bates and darshlu, he said may bates him, but the inu suffer may be some cover. They thought he said may be some.
No, I thought the other way around. I thought it was may betzayim, which isn't. May beitzim darshlahu. Oh, I guess okay. I had it backwards. Mm. אוכל לקבלת טומאה, מכיוון שאנו לשים את עיסתיהם במי בציים, אין העיסה מקבלת טומאה. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. So water from even muddy water from marshes causes the why can't I think of the word flour? Causes the flour to become capable of becoming tame, and they thought so. Yeah, they thought that he had said he had said eggs, so they were using eggs, and they thought that didn't make it makabel tuma.
No. Who made Bates and Darshlu? That they taught who made Bates and Darshlu. He was telling them about made Batesim, the in whose savar made Bitsam comer, but they thought that he said marsh water.
Okay, right. So you can add eggs to flour, and it's still not makabel tuma. But if you add any type of water, it is makabel tuma. But they thought he was talking about marsh water.
Right.
Okay.
Nami baha may kramion ume piga pasulin. The waters of the Crimean River and the waters of the Figa River are disqualified for use as purifying waters. Because they are marsh water. The Inu Savar Midalagabi Chatas Pisili. They thought that just as the marsh waters are disqualified for use in the purifying waters,
right.
Nami Lamakshri, they also cannot prepare the food to contract tuma. Velohi, it's not so. Hasam le'inin chatas be'inin mayim chayim. There, in regard to the purifying waters, we require spring water, and marsh water cannot fill this requirement. And hacha achshuri kol machshuri. Whereas here, in regard to preparing food to contract tuma, any sort of water, even stagnant, prepares it.
Yep.
I just read that straight out of article. I have no idea what's going on.
What do you mean? Okay, so look, grain isn't makabel tuma, right?
It's not makabel tuma.
Grain, grain is not makabel tuma until you put water on it.
Okay, so wheat. So wheat is not makabel tuma. Okay, let's just say. Okay.
Well, wheat. Wheat that still hasn't been cut, right?
Yeah.
It's not makabel tuma. When does it become makabel tuma? Once you cut it and you put water on it.
Okay.
Okay. So the question becomes, what other things cause grain once it's cut to be makabel tuma, right? And eggs aren't considered something that is machshir to be makabel tuma.
Okay.
Then the question becomes, okay, what about marsh water, which is pasul lemei chatat, right? So you can't use it for mei chatat. So maybe because it's pasul lemei chatat, they thought that it also wouldn't be machshir, so that it would be makabel tuma. But they were wrong.
So what's this whole thing about the river, though?
It's explaining that. It's explaining why it's not. Why they thought that these river waters are not kosher for mechatat.
Mm-hmm.
Taunami baha may karmion or may piga, which I guess both of them with the waters of these rivers are may betzayim, right? Pasulin mipnei shehem may betzayim, right?
Right.
Ve'in husavur midilagabe chatat pasile Achshure nami lo mechshiri. And they thought since they're puzzle for mechatat, they also don't cause grain to become makabel tuma.
Right. But it's not true. Just because it can't purify doesn't mean it can't be machshir.
Machshir for makabel tuma.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Velohi.
Hasam l'ninchatas be'inan mayim chaim. It needs to be fresh water. Hachachshiri kol du machshiri. But here, when we're preparing food, any kind of water will work to be machshir.
Correct.
Tana ba'osasha gazru Talmud al yora elam kinot rosh mirabo. A student cannot make a decision of a halacha without getting permission first from his teacher.
Right.
And I think it's saying that because here, this whole story happened with a student.
It was somebody who didn't have rishus. Yeah.
Right.
The
All
Talmud.
right. Talmud echad balakan. Right. It was.
Right.
That was the story it was about. Okay, got it. Okay, you want to continue with Tamchum?
Sure. Where were we? Sure. Khatam the Indian khatat be'inan made sure. Sure. Tana ba'otashaz gazru Talmud al yore elam im ken notar shut merabo. Tanchum bare the Rebbe. Rabbi Ami. Ikla lecheter?
So Tanchum, who's the son of Rami, went to Chaser. Lucky just bite you or
Where's
something?
Chaser? What?
Did he just bite you?
Yes, he's been playing with my hand this whole time. And he's wondering why I'm not playing with him. Where were we? Tanchum benosha Rabbi Ami hizdamen lechater shem makom. Okay, so it's a place.
Yeah.
Darsh lahu mutar liltot chitin bepesach. What's liltot?
To wash, to soak.
Okay. Mutar liltot rishrot ma'at b'mayim. Okay.
Meaning you don't need to be nervous that it's going to become chametz, I guess.
Right. Amru lo lav. They said no. Ravmani.
Amru lo lav Ravmani demin tsur ikahacha. Is your teacher Ravmani of Tzur not here? Titania Talmud al yor alacha makam rabo elam kinei rachu men shlosh parsos. Keneged machne Yisrael. Amrlahu lav adaite. I did not know. Oh, okay. So they're mocking him for paskening halacha when he wasn't, because his Rebbe was in the same town.
Right.
He says, "Sorry, I wasn't aware that he was here."
Okay.
Let me on a tangent.
Let me. I'm trying to understand the words. Mutar liltot chitim bepesach. Amru lo lav. Love Rabbi Mani. Right. So he was a student of Rabbi Mani.
The Mintzor. The Mintzor is the name of a city.
Okay. Ikahachi. So Ikahacha. He's here. Latanya. Okay. So Ikahacha means he's here.
Yeah.
Okay. Parsaot keneged machnesra. Okay. Amar lav adate. Rabbi Chia chazia lahahu gavra. Rabbi Chia saw this man, the have a koi bebeit hakvarot, that he was walking in a beit kvarot. Amar le lav ben ish ploni kohen ata. Aren't you the son of a kohen? Amar le ein of avuha dahahu gavra. Gava inayim. Hava natan einav begerusha v'chilalo. So his father had taken up with a grusha, and so his son was a chalal, right? Am I reading that
Yeah.
correctly?
Yeah.
Pshita lepalga ha ka'amar. I have no idea why it's talking about this chalal.
I have to pause for a second. I'll be back with you.
Okay. We are going to Hagamara mevi'a ma'aseh hakashur inyan ze shel hora'a b'fnei rabo. Rabbi Chia chazye elahahu gavra dahavakoi bebeit hakvarot. Rabbi Chia ra'a adam echad omed bebeit hakvarot. Amar le Rabbi Chia laoto adam lav v'kilo ben ish ploni kohen ata v'kevan shekohen ata she'asur lehitameh למתים, כיצד אתה עומד בבית הקברות? אמר לי אותו אדם לרבי חייא, אין, oh, this is, whatchamacallit, ein. This is very confusing because in Aramaic, ein means yes, and in Hebrew, it means no. Ken beno shel ish ploni kohen ani ulam avuha dahahu gavra aviv shel oto adam, right? Klomar avi. So he was being nice, saying that man's father gaba einayim hava haya klomar adam haholech achar einav v'natan einav begrusha ונישא לאישה באיסור, וממנה נולדתי וחיללו, לאותה אדם. אוקיי. כלומר, לי מכהונה שאני חלל, הויל ונולדתי מפסולי כהונה, ופיקה ממני קדושת כהונה, ומותר לי להיטמא למתים. והנה רבי חייא תלמידיו של רבי היה, ואף על פי כן לא נמנע מלהורות לאותו אדם שלא להיטמא למתים, ולמדנו מכאן שמותר לתלמיד להורות הוראה במקום רבו, כשבא להפריש אדם מן האיסור, שהפרשה מאיסור אינה בכלל הוראה במקום רבו. אוקיי. ספק בעניין, הרשות שנותן הנשיא או ראש הגולה שמוי לה לפתור את הטועה מתשלומיו. פשיטה. You back?
Yep. Sorry about that.
I will never forgive you for being mevatel my Torah. Okay, so we have this story which tells us that he was able to say, to ask this guy, isn't this what you're doing, asur, which isn't considered hora? Okay. Pshita, דבר זה פשוט. הוא ואין בו ספק שרשות שנתן הנשיא לפלגה, למחצה, ולא לכל עניין, כגון הרשות שנתן רבי לרב, שהרשהו רק לדון להורות ולא להתיר בכורות, כאמר דמהני, הרי אמרה למעלה במעשה של רב שהיא מועילה. אולם יש להסתפק ברשות על תנאי, כגון שנתן לו רשות לשנה או לשנתיים, ללא יותר. מה הדינה? האם היא מועילה בתוך הזמן או לא? So if we're asking, since it is possible to give reshut for hora in certain things and not others, then what if he makes a tanai that we're only talking that you can only give be more for some time, not forever? Tashma. The Amar le Rabbi Yochanan le Rab Shemen. Shemen mivena v'yarad lebava. Hare ata bereshutenu שהרשות נתונה לך לדון עד שתבוא אצלנו חזרה. So he's making a tanai. You can give a psak until you get back. ומבואר איפה רשות לזמן על תנאי מועילה. הגמרא חוזרת לדון במימרה. So we see that they can even give a tanai of time. Okay. Okay, so now it's going back to dine mamanot bishlosha. Gufa. Amar Shmuel. Shnayim shadanu dinehem din. Okay, so we had a whole long thing in which we established that why somebody needs permission in order to give guidance, and that it's possible to give that permission in parts or altanai setting a particular amount of time. And now we're going back to the idea that you need 3 people. Okay, Amar Shmuel. Shnayim shadanu dinehem din. So Shmuel says that 2 people who judged a case, dinehem din. It's actually a thing. Ela shenikrau beit din chatzuf, but they're called audacious. Yativ Rav Nachman v'ka'amar laha shmata. Etive Rabba l'Rav Nachman Mishnah afilu shnayim mezakin o shnayim mechayvin ve'echad mehadayanim hadayan hashlishi omer eini yodea ein poskem et hadin al pi shnei hadayanim. So Rav Nachman is challenging this idea because he says if there's a Beit Din and 2 of them say they know and the third says I don't know, that it's Yosifu al Hadayanim, that they have
says they know, 2 have the din and 1 says they don't know.
Right. So they have to bring a third dayan.
Right.
In order
even though it's already 2 versus 1.
Right. Like if he could paskin either way, right? Even if he said no, the other way, we would go after the majority. But since he says he doesn't know, you don't have 3 dayanim, then you have to get a third dayan.
Oh, okay, got it. I didn't understand that. Okay, got it.
Right? Yosif al dayanim. Here, I'll read the art scroll. Lafi shadayan hashlishi omer eini yodea harehu keilu lo haya sham. V'nimsa sheyesh kan rak shnei dayanim. Ve'i efshar lifsok et hadin al pi shnayim. Lifech masifin od dayanim ledun bedin ze, kedei sheyachriu et hadin al pi shlosha dayanim lepachot. Ve'i a'ita. ואם נכון ההלכה זו של שמואל, ששניים שדנו דיינים דין, לשם מה צריך להוסיף על הדיינים? להבו יהיו 2 הדיינים הללו שמחייבים את מזקין כשניים שדנו. Right? So we could act as if there are 2 people who did it by themselves. Rav Nachman metaretz shani hata. שם בדין זה של חמישה, של המשנה, שונה הוא הדבר, משום דמקרי הדתה דתלתה יטיבו. Because from the very beginning they started with the idea that there's going to be 3 dayanim, right? שמתחילות שישבו לדין על דעת בית דין של 3 ישבו, ולפיכך אין לגמור את הדין על פי 2 מהם. אבל הכה כאן בדינו של שמואל, השניים שדנו לאו עדתי דתלתה יטיבי. They didn't start with that, therefore that's why you need a third person.
Right.
רבא מוסיף ומקשה לרב נחמן על דינו של שמואל במקום אחר. Etibe mebraita. It goes so much quicker when you read the Art Scroll all the time. Rabban Shimon Gamliel Omer, Hadin din Torah tzrichim ladun oto b'shlosha dayanim, ufshara she'osin dayanim bein ba'alei hadin osim oto afilu b'shnayim, shekiblu otam ba'alei din alehem lepasher benehem. So, if they're acting as intermediaries, they're not making a judgment, right? They can do that even with 2. V'yafeh koach pashara yoter mikoach hadin, and a pashara is better than a judgment because both of them have to agree to it. Shishnayim shadanu din, ba'alei dinim yecholim lachzor bahem, right? Because when they made a judgment, right? The people can come back and appeal. Klomar lo lekayim et psak hadin ki shnayim shadanu et dinam din. Shnayim she'asu pshara ein ba'alei dinim yecholim lachzor bahem. Shelo lekayim et hapshara. Shaharei mitchila ratzu ba'alei hadin sheyefsharu b'nehem. ועל פיהם עשו הדיינים, ושוב אינם יכולים לחזור בהם, ועל פי כל פנים מבואר בדברי רבן שמעון בן גמליאל, 2 שדנו אין דינם דין, ולא כשמואל. Okay? Yeah?
So wait, so I'm trying to. The question was that Shimon Gamliel says that hadin b'shlosha par b'shar b'shnayim v'yafa koach b'shar mikoach hadin. Shnayim shedanu ba'adin yochel lachzer b'hem v'shnayim shasu b'shara ein ba'adin yochel lachzer b'hem.
So pshara is when you mediate,
right?
So when you mediate, they both have to agree. It's not a din, right? With a din, they might not agree. They might not accept.
So the point is to show another brisa, which shows that 2 is not good enough to finalize the case.
To finalize the case, yeah,
right.
And apparently the halacha is like Rabban Shimon,
right?
Although I think nowadays we say, actually no, I think that the halacha is, I think the halacha is that nowadays, since we don't have smicha, it's all al pi yikablu alehem, that people accept upon themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. It might be worth reading the Rambam on this stuff. Yeah? Questions? Weiter?
What's the answer? So the Gemara says, "B'chidei pligi rabbanan alei der Shimon Gamliel." So if you're going to say that the rabbanan are arguing with Shimon Gamliel, oh, interesting.
Yeah. So everyone agrees that it's not a din.
Right. So Gavra Karamis. So
V'kim adam echad ata makshe al adam
what you're saying
acher.
is like machlokas of what the machlokas is basically.
What?
It's like a machlokas on what the machlokas, if there is a machlokas or something like that. I get confused.
I don't understand what you're asking.
I'm trying to understand this answer. Gavra Agavra Karamis. Ravoad Shmuel. Shmuel's our pligi Rabbanaleh. Shmuel.
Ezu kushya hi medivrei Rabbi Abahu al divrei Shmuel. Amnam l'Rabbi Abahu lo nechlaku chachamim v'Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel b'din zeh sheshnayim shedanu ein dineim din. Aval Shmuel eino sover kach. La'dato achen chokim chachamim al Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel b'din zeh v'sovrim shedayanim shedinam din v'halacha kechachamim. So Abahu and Shmuel disagree on what the Chachamim are saying.
Mm-hmm.
According to Shmuel, the Chachamim say that dinam eina din.
Okay.
And according to Abahu, the Chachamim say that it is din.
Got it. So once there's the arguing about what actually is the Rabbanan's view.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least that's what the art scroll says. Sandy says, yes, please. The difference between din and pshara is also interesting. Ramban, Sandy, you're quoting the Ramban on us. Rambam, not Ramban. Ramban is Nachmanides. View would be good. Sorry about our word. For Sandy's sake, we're eventually going to have to go into Maimonides.
Okay.
Okay.
This is another piece now.
What?
This starts another kufa. Like we're gonna start going back to Bravo's din of Shnai Din Dimaminus.
Yep.
I'm trying to see what's a good place to start.
Gufa Amar Rabbi Abahu. Shnaim Shadanu Dine Mamanot Ledivrei Hakol Ein Dinam Din. So now we're just going to ask about Abahu's opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbi Ava Makshat al Divrei al Rabbi Abahu. Etive Rabbi Abba LaRabbi Abahu שדן את הדין בדינו מאמנות וטעה בדינו וזיכה את החייב וחייב את הזכאי וטימא את הטהור או טיהר את הטמא מה שעשה עשוי ומשלם מביתו. So we're talking here, he's talking about an individual person. Right?
Yeah.
Hacha b'mai askinan. So what are we asking? The kiblu hu alayhu, that they agreed that he's going to be an individual.
Right.
Right? Ihacha hachi amai mishalem mebeto. If they agreed, so why does he have to? Why is he liable? The Amrule Dayant Lan Din Torah, that they accepted that he would give the
right. Just because I'm accepting like someone to judge the case doesn't mean I'm saying you're going to make a bad decision. I want you to make the right decision. Obviously, I expect you to follow the laws.
Right. Okay. Amar le Rav Safra le Rabbi Abba. The ta'a b'mai. So what did he make a mistake in that he's gonna have to pay? Ilema the tad b'dvar mishnah. If he made something very clear a mistake. Amar Rav Sheshet Amar Rav Asi. Ta b'dvar mishnah chozer. That if somebody made a mistake on something very simple, then it has to go back. Then it has to be reversed. Eila deta'a b'shikul hadat. So it's only if he makes a mistake on something that actually is, and it's going to apparently explain what shikul hadat is. Right? So he didn't make a clear mistake. He made a less than clear mistake, and that's why he's chayav.
Right.
Hechidami, b'shikul hadat. So what exactly is this that he mistake that he made? Amar Rapapa kagon tre tanaye utre amoraye de plige ahadade. Right? So there's two Tanayim or two Amoraim who are disagreeing. V'lo itmar hilchata lo kamar v'lo kamar. And he doesn't say that he doesn't go according to either one of the two opinions. V'sugyan de alma aliba de chad minayhu. הילוך העולם הוא כשיטת אחד מהם, כלומר שרוב דיינים שבעולם נראה להם כשיטה זו. So usually people go according to one of them, ואז על איהו ועבר כאידן. And he went according to the other one. היינו טעות בשיקול הדעת.
Right. So if there's like, I think it's saying you're not going to be liable if you can clearly explain why your mistaken rationale actually had backup, essentially.
Right. So he's going according to an opinion that's basically not that there isn't a clear psak, but most of the world go according to one, and he went according to the other.
Right.
Okay.
This is going to start another piece now.
Yep.
I'm ready to stop because I have to run anyhow.
You have to run? I think I might pull up Maimonides on these and go through Maimonides.
Okay. Hopefully Sandy's still on. Did I just lose your connection, Jacob?
We're still here, apparently. I guess I could go back and see what happened, but Shadow decided that my computer needed to be off. And Shadow gets to decide, apparently, that my computer should be off. Okay. I am going to actually. What happened here? Yep, Shadow gets to do that. Okay. I am guessing Donnie left because he had to go. And let me pull up Safaria and Maimonides, and we can do a little bit of Maimonides. Halacha, Mishnah Torah, Azrayim, Avoda, Tara, Nezikin, Kenyan. Shoftim. Okay. Talmud Sanhedrin, chapter 1. Okay. Mitzvah aseh shel Torah lemanot shoftim v'shotrim b'chol medina b'chol pelech u'pelech she'amar shoftim v'shotrim titen b'chol lecha b'chol sharecha. So it says in Deuteronomy 16, 18 that you must make judges and officers in all of your gates. Shoftem elu hadayanim hakavuim bebeit din ubale dinim baim lufnehem. And these judges are the rabbinical judges that people come and ask questions from. Shotrim elu bale makel uritzua. These officers are people with sticks and whips who come and stand before the judges and go around in the markets. Uberachavot. Good job, Kitty. And in the streets. And on the stores, letaken hasharim v'amidot, to make sure that the prices and the measurements are right. Lakot kol ma'avet, and to lash anyone who how do they translate ma'avet? Offenders. B'chol amasim al pi hadayanim, and everything should be according to, and they do everything according to the judges. B'chol she'iru bo ivut devar bevim oto lebeit din. Someone who does goes against them, they bring him to the judges. V'danim oto kefi risho, and he is judged according to his wickedness. Ein anu chayavim lahamid b'atei dinim b'chol pelech u'pelech b'chol she'ir ela b'eretz Israel bilvad. But this rule only applies in the land of Israel. Aval b'chutz ha'aretz einan chayavim lahamid beit din b'chol pelech u'pelech. Did I actually pull this up so people can see? Nope, I did not. There we go. This is only, but outside Israel, we don't have to do this. Like it says in all of your gates. Asher Hashem Elokecha noten lecha l'shvatecha, that God gives to you, to your tribes. Kama batei dinim kavoim yihu beIsrael, v'kama yihu minyanan. So how many should there be? And kovin batchila beit din hagadol b'mikdash. First, there should be a great court in the temple. V'hu anikra Sanhedrin Gadola, and that is what is called a great Sanhedrin. Uminyanam shivim echad, and there are 71 members. Shneimar esva li shivim ish miziknei Israel. I shall take 70 elders from. This is in Bamidbar. Bamidbar is Numbers 11:16. Moshe al gabehem, and Moses was upon them. V'hityatzu, like it says there in 11:16, and Moses was upon them. Harei shiv'im ve'echad. Hagadol b'chokhma shebechulan mashivin oto al rosh aleihem. The one who is the wisest becomes their leader. V'hu rosh hayeshiva. He is the leader of the group. V'hu shekorin oto chamim nasi, and that is what is called the president, or sometimes translated as prince. B'chol makom v'hu haomed tachat Moshe Rabbeinu, and he is doing this as a replacement for Moses. Moshivin hagadol should be shivim mishneh l'rosh, and the greatest of the 70, he sits ahead of them. V'yoshev miyamino, and he stands and he sits to the right of the president. V'hu hanikra of Beit Din, and he is the one who is called the patriarch of the Beit Din. V'shar hashivim yoshvin lefanav kifi shnehem kifi ma'alatan. And the rest of them sit there according to their years and their greatness. Kol hagadol mechavero b'chokhma yukarov l'nasi mismolo yoter mechavero. And whoever is wisest is closest to the president on his left. V'hem yoshvim b'chmo chatzi goren, and they sit in a semicircle. Be'igul kadei sheyu hanasi im av beit din ro'im b'chulam, so that the president and the patriarch can see all of them. Ve'od ma'amidin shnei batei b'dinim shel 23, echad al petach ha'azara ve'echad al petach har habayit. So there's two smaller Sanhedrins of 23. One at the entrance to the courtyard, and one at the entrance to the mount of the Temple Mount. Uma'amidin b'chol ir va'ir me'Yisrael sheyesh ba 120 o yoter Sanhedrin katan. So wherever there's more than 120 grown men of Israel, there should be a small Sanhedrin of 23. V'yoshevet b'shar ha'ir, and it will be in the gates of the city. Shneamar v'hatzigu b'shar mishpat, like it says in Amos 5:15. They should sit at the gates to do judgment. V'kama Yihye minyanan 23 dayanim, they would have 23 judges. V'hagadol b'chokhma shebechulan rosh aleihem, and the wisest is the leader. V'hashar yoshvim be'igul kamo chatzi goren. They're also in a semicircle kadei sheyu harosh ra'et kulan, so that the leader can see all of them. Ir she'en ba 120 ma'amidin ba 3 dayanim. And a smaller city should have 3 judges. Beit din pachot mishlosha kedei שיהיה בהן רוב ומיעוט, she'ein beitin, because you can't have a smaller than 3 judges, so that there can be a majority and a minority. Im hayta beinehem machloket bedin min hadinim, when there is a difference of opinion. Kol ir she'ein ba shnei chachamim gedolim echad ראוי ללמד להורות בכל התורה בכולה, ואחד יודע לשמוע ויודע לשאול, להשיב את אין מושיבין בה Sanhedrin. But any place where there isn't somebody who is wise enough to pass judgment on all things and to listen and to ask and to answer, we don't have a Sanhedrin, af al pi sheyesh ba alafim Israel, even if there are thousands of Jews living there. Sanhedrin sheyesh ba shnayim elu echad ra'ui. There's only two people who are lishma v'echad ra'ui ledaber, harezu Sanhedrin. One of them capable of hearing and the other one capable of speaking. You have a Sanhedrin. Hayu ba shlosha harezu beinanit. Let's see how they translate. If there are 3, it is a court of average esteem. Okay. Hayu ba arba yodim ledaber harezu Sanhedrin chokhmah. And if there are 4, then that is a wise court. Kol Sanhedrin katana moshivin lefnehem shlosh shurot shel talmidim. They have 3 rows of students. Chachamim bechol shura v'shura esrim v'shlosha ish, and each row should have 23 people. Shura rishona krova l'Sanhedrin. Shura shniya lamata hemena, right? According to their wisdom, going down. Shlishit lamata hemena v'chol shura v'shura yoshvin ba lefi malatan b'chokhma, each according to their wisdom. Im nechlaku haSanhedrin v'hutzruchu l'smoch echad lahosif al minyanam. Somchen min harishona gadol sheba. Harishon shebashura shniya ba v'yoshev besof. So if you need to add someone, you add someone from the rows according to the person, and you bring up, right? Chasrona v'yirshon shebashit ba v'yoshev besof shura shniya uborin lahem echad nishar hakahal, and they bring another wise person. ומשיבין אותו בסוף שורה השלישית. וכן אם צרכו לסמוך שני או שלישי על הסדר הזה הם עושים. So this pattern. כל מקום שיש בו סנהדרין יהיו שם שני סופרי דיינים. So there should be 2 scribes. עומדים לפניהם אחד מן הימין ואחד מן השמאל, one on the left and one on the right. אחד כותב דברי המחייבים ואחד כותב דברי המזכים. One who writes the opinions of those who say he's guilty, and the other who writes the words of those who exonerate. ולמה אין מעמידין סנהדרין אלא בעיר שיש בה 120? Why do we need at least 120 people? כדי שיהיו מהם Sanhedrin shel esrim v'shlosha v'shalosh shurot shel esrim v'shlosha v'esrim batlanim shel beit ha-knesset. So that there should be, so what is that? There's 23 judges and then 3 rows of 23. So that's 4 times 23 comes out to 92. 92, and so you end up with 28 more, and so you have 10 people, so you have 18, 10, and then 2 litigants, 2 witnesses, right? Okay, I guess that comes out to 230. Interesting. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of the necessary things, but okay. Ein ma'amidin בסנהדרין בין בגדולה בין בקטנה אלא אנשים חכמים ונבונים, wise people, מופלגים בחוכמת התורה בעלי דעה מרובה, יודעים קצת משאר חוכמות, they should know a little bit of the other disciplines like healing and math and seasons and constellation. It's taniniot. What's it's taniniot? Fortune telling. Okay. V'darkei ha'me'onenim v'kosmim u'machashvin and witchcraft. Okay. Fortune tellers, magic, sorcery. Okay. The havle avodah zara and idolatry be'elu kadei shiyu yodim ladun otam, so they could judge between them. Ve'en ma'amitin b'Sanhedrin ela kohanim leviim v'Israelim hamiyuchasim haruyim lahasi lekehuna. They should at the very least be people who are kasher to marry into the priesthood. Shne'amar v'hityatzvu sham imach bedomim lacha. Okay. Mitzvah lihyot b'Sanhedrin gedola kohanim levim amar ubata el hakohanim ha-leviim. So there should be kohanim and levim. Ve'im lo matzu afilu hayu kulam Israelim harezeh mutar. And if they can't find anyone, oh well, too bad. Lucky, don't make me destroy you. What did you grab? Bad boy. Stop grabbing things off the counters. You have plenty of toys. What am I going to do with these? Okay. Ein ma'amidin b'chol haSanhedrin lo zaken muflag b'shanim v'lo saris mipnei sheyesh bahem achzariyut. Wow. You shouldn't, not somebody who's too old and not a eunuch because they can be mean. And not someone who doesn't have children because he doesn't know how to be merciful. Ve'en moshivin melech Yisrael b'Sanhedrin she'asur lachlok alav lamrot et devaro, and you can't have the king be part of the Sanhedrin because people can't disagree with him. Aval moshivin kohen gadol im haya ra'ui b'chokhmah. Lucky, come back here. Play with your toys. Be a good boy. But a high priest can. Machai Beit David af al pi she'ein moshivin otam b'Sanhedrin yeshvin v'danan ham et ha'am. They can still give judgment with danin otam im yesh alehem din. Aval Malchei Yisrael ein danin ve'ein danin otam lefi she'ein nichna'en l'divrei Torah shema v'vo mehem takala. But when we talk about the kingdom of Israel, which split off, nope, can't. Kashem shebitin menukin b'tzedek kach tzrichim lehiyot menukin mikol mumei haguf. They also need to be well in body. Tzarich leishtadel chapesh sheyu kulam ba'alei seva, and they should all be old enough. Ba'alei koma, ba'alei mar'eh. They should be dignified of appearance and impressive height. Nevonei lachash. and understand whispered things. Kishiyadu merov halashonot, and they should know many languages. Talmud Sanhedrin shomat mipi turgaman, so that they don't need an interpreter. Beit din shel shlosha af al pi she'en מדקדקים בהם בכל אלו הדברים צריך שיהיה בכל אחד מהם 7 דברים ואלו הם. Even though they don't have to have all of these things, they must have 7 characteristics: chokhmah, wisdom, va'anava, and humility, ve'yirah, and fear of God, v'sinat mamon, and a hatred for money, va'avat emet, and a love for the truth, va'avat habriot lahem, and to love the creatures, uba'alei shem tov, and have good reputation. So chol elu hadvarim meforashin hem betorah. All of these things are mentioned in Torah. Harei hu omer anashim chamim ulevonim v'yedim l'shivtechem elu shirach habriot nocha mehem briot zan sheyu ba'alei ayin tova. What does it mean for them to love creatures? It means that they should see things well. This is why we end up with people like Chazi. V'nefesh shafala, who's too good for this world, sees the world too kindly. V'nefesh shafala, v'chevratan tova, v'diburim, hu omer anshe chayil. That they should be people who keep the mitzvot and are hard on themselves. Well, require of themselves, and who overwhelm their evil inclination. Ad shelo yeheh lahem shum ganai, that people shouldn't say these are bad people. V'lo shem ra perkan na'eh. Shachayel yuhem lev amitz v'hatzil ashuk. Okay. I think this is as far as I am going to go. But if people want to read Maimonides, they are more than welcome to do so. Okay, people. I am done for the day. Later. Don't do anything I would do.